Hey, it's Karen. Welcome to the Star Card Tarot. It's been a while, but that's okay. It's always time of introspection, reflection, growth, learning lessons, yada, 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 life, right? So good, so good. I am confident to say I feel like everyone's been learning lots of life lessons and cool stuff along the way. So I'm here to see what message come forth, see what's new for you, myself, anyone involved, anyone who happens to hear this message or messages to them. The Hanged Man in reverse. I feel like you've been feeling, or there's a sense of constrictment and binding, and it's either at a point where you're okay with it, or that you understand there's reasons for it. It makes you to understand things in a different way, to think with your mind or logic. When your body is tied up, you have to go with your mind. What is logical? Now, logic is still left brain thinking, linear thinking. But if a person can get in control of the mind, then they can get in control of the body. And I feel like there's a big release on this. And I feel like there's a big release for many of you of the body and the body constrictments. Because it's illusionary. Kind of like how thoughts are illusionary, right? You can have a symptom, you can have a feeling, or something into the mind where you think, oh, it's debilitating or it's holding me back. Something is being released right now about that. Well, so yay. I'll cheers to that. Cheers, everybody. We're into a new year. Couple last days and hours of reflecting. I feel like you've all been through some personal growth. Look at this, 10 of Cups. Okay, wait, you know what? I need to put my either this just a little bit closer. Does that show? No, it doesn't. Or I need to put a light source just slightly closer. See that? It's an emotional response. It feels like that everything is well now. Everything is well now on every single different level. If you could count 10 levels of happiness, emotional, spiritual, career, romance, on 10 different levels, this is showing up. So it's a good thing. It's showing openness to the flow of life, which shows surrender to the flow of life. So when you open and are flowing with that surrender of life, that no matter what subjects or things that happen to you, that you're always going to be okay. It's not that you're surrendering or lowering yourself to somebody or some situation. You're surrendering to life, saying, yes, I want to do and meet life with all it is. I want the juiciness, I want the happiness, I want the every little sprinkle of awesomeness that could happen into my direction. Well, that was a cute little tidbit. Anything more from this deck that can help us or guide us or show us anything that we need to know more? Not really feeling it, so we'll just put that to the side. And this is the Work Your Light Oracle deck. So we'll see if there's any follow-up messages. Anything that's good to be revealed at this time and place. I think you kind of know your answers. This is the thing, I feel like with tarot, I'm like, you know what? Like, look, there's a couple cards that fell out. I kind of feel like, the similar thing that I've been coaxing people with is to use your own intuition, to use your own synchronicities, to understand your own connection. And I feel like you've all been doing it. And that's why I feel like, it's not that you need me, but like any exterior form of extra confirmation, I think you already got it. I feel like I already got it. And I think you're all on that same path, but we'll see what these cards say. The card here says, Mintakan, longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. The other card says, deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. And the longing for home, again, I feel like we already get this. We already comprehend this. This is no new news. And I feel like we already understand what we have here in the now is our home. It is our heaven or hell, right? So if we're longing for home, it's probably for the fact that we didn't appreciate, resonate, surrender, declare love for the moment, good or bad. It's if we're resistant, we're going to long for something we don't have, right? Something can be looking us in the face. And if we feel like, I'm longing for home, I feel alien, or this isn't right, or whatever our mind tries to tell us. The mind isn't always the best resource. The mind is like a computer, a collection of data, information stored, like a dictionary, right? And we can collect data. And if we're having a feeling of longing for something that's actually right here in our heart center, and we go, we're a little bit off. A little bit looking outside ourselves. which is not home. So if you long for home outside yourself, you're never going to find it. But if you long for home, and you get right here to yourself, to that heart center, you're always going to find it, Dorothy. She even said the same thing. She said, I went looking for something outside. I went looking for something over there, and I realized I had it here in my own backyard the whole fucking time. The next card is deep replenishment. Retreat, rest, be held. It reminds me of the Swords card. Deep replenishment. Not just like, I'm going to take a day or take a half hour. That's nice, and that's still cumulative, and that's very, very, very important to every day retreat and replenish yourself. But this card is talking about deep replenishment. Deep. Retreat, rest, be held. I feel like not all, but a lot of that energy comes through surrender. Being like, with the natural things that are occurring around me, just to relax. The out breath. Just to take a moment. Just to be on the sidelines. I don't have to be at play. Enough to give your mind and your body a new play, a new strategy, or how to operate in the world. And to be held. And to be held is that complete surrender. To know your connection, like say from the body to the higher self of your body. To know that that is always, 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 always there. And it holds you. And you hold it. You are playing out its part. Having fun in the world. Having joy in the world. Experiencing awesome things. You know, doing all that. But to know, like, as much as your connection to, like, this body is dependent, the very much same as you being open to your connection to that's where your body gets its energy from, the source energy. People want to call it different things, and there's many different words for it. Oh, this is a slippery deck. It's actually quite new to me. I've literally only used it a handful of times. It's so slippery and slick. Fresh for a new year. Any more messages coming through on these very last days of the new year, heading toward a new year? Anything that would be good for us to know? Oh, look at that. It's a Four of Pentacles. And I like that. This card can be looked at in the point of hoarding. It could be the point of a scarcity mindset, holding on to things because of lack of trust in the self and that energy. But it also could mean stability coming. So if you were not stable, and the pentacles, like I say, the pentacles represent the 3D. It can mean the money. It can mean the jewels, the richness of life. But pentacles also continue to mean anything that is 3-dimensional. The body, the heart, the mind, the liver, the spleen, the colon, the intestines, the anything, the lamp, these pink brushes that I've set to the side, this drink. Okay, here's a pentacle. Me taking in a physical, like pentacles are the physical, the manifestation of things. It's a manifestation of things. 4 is a number of stability. Tells me what's coming is a very well rounded idea of groundedness. And it can display on every different physical level. Because the pentacles represent the 3-dimensional. This, right? It can mean wealth, abundance, whatever. I feel like there's a really good message of things are going to go very stable in your life. I feel called to open up this last one, which I wasn't thinking about, but this is that Truth Bomb deck that I just love. I love doing it with friends. It's fun and frivolous. So I'm going to cap it off with seeing some fun and frivolous messages. And these aren't visual, they're words or phrases, you know, and we're going to cap it off with that. I miss you all. I'm glad to feel back in that energized state to let messages flow through. I am feeling happy about that. I'm glad to have y'all in that state as well. If I'm feeling that state, I'm sure you're feeling that state. This says, less proving, more living. Less proving, more living. That tells me embodiment. It doesn't matter what you're acting or reenacting. If you're living, you're going to reenact living. You're going to love it. You're going to do your life. But you don't have to prove it to somebody. You don't have to you don't have to be like, I'm all that. Because you are all that. Because you're actually doing it. And you're living it. It doesn't mean, you might not have the cash. You might not have the time, freedom to do all the things. But you can still encapsulate that, right? So less proving, more living. And that means to me, be an example for others. The next one says, you're not alone. Which we all also talked about earlier, is even if nothing outside of here is receptive or reciprocal or, received or vice versa or whatever in any way. You're never alone because you still have that connection with you and your higher source of you, which is coming through you like almost like an avatar, experiencing these awesome things that you're doing at the same time. You're never alone. You are always loved and you're always fulfilled. And the last one says, we all just want to be seen and heard. No exceptions. We all just want to be seen and heard, no exceptions. And that's also very true of that. So, when you, in your heart, in your body, not your mind, but in your body and your heart space, has your connection, you go, I am seen and heard. It don't matter what's going on the outside, the internal world. And this card says, we all just want to be seen and heard, no exception. So if there's say some residual stuff with others concerning you, maybe it's good to pay a little attention to that. You don't have to delve into that or be fully about it. And it's true of us. It is very true of us. And when we learnt everything is from the inside universe or inside the body or inside out, that we want to only just need to be felt like we are seen and heard. After we understand that connection, this thing of, I need you to see me or hear me, it falls away. We go, that's just temporary. We always have this connection. But that it gives us grace. It gives us compassion for people who need to be seen and heard. But that is the natural desire of the ego. Perhaps the heart. I haven't done lots of extensions of studies about the heart or the feelings or this or that. But it is an innate desire. That's why we have mirrors, right? And there's two distinct astrological signs that will always mirror you. So get around a Gemini or a Virgo, and they'll show you what's what, whether you like it or not. We all want to be seen and heard, no exceptions. This helps you help yourself to help others. I care about you all. I am thankful to have a reconnection at the right time and the right place. And I'm going to cheers you. Hope you're all having... Wait, I better sip on my cheers, because that's one thing I said. You always have to sip on your cheers. So Happy New Year. Happy reflecting on the old year. Okay, had my sip. Love it all. I am thankful to allow more messages to flow through. And I hope you enjoyed.